I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May, and today we have a few things we're going to talk about. I'm going to do a deep dive into DCC, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleading Squad. Okay, you've probably seen the doc out on Netflix. We're going to do a little bit of a deeper dive. I'm going to talk about some badass women that started that, actually, and scandals, obviously. You know how I do. And some crazy-ass fucking weird rules they have that we'll talk about.
My guess is they don't let them eat. Am I right? Am I right?
It's implied.
It's in the mix. It's
implied.
Well, guys, I'm excited for this one. That would
implied.
not be the group for me.
And we also have a very special announcement. So we will talk about that as well. We together as a couple.
Yes, we.
Us.
Enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold
from
on.
that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's risque business news.
The rumors are true. I have fallen pregnant.
She's caught the pregnancy.
It got
she did
me.
not take the vaccine, and she has gotten the pregnancy.
It got me, dude.
Who got you sick? Just kidding.
I'm like Ralph. No, Mark Normand got me sick.
Oh, happy
It
days.
turns
Congratulations.
Thank you. It turns out when you have unprotected sex, you can get pregnant. I didn't know this. I really did not know
Sex ed
this.
is not hit Sandwich, Massachusetts yet.
No. I mean, honestly, truly though, it was a little bit of a surprise because I am 34 years of age. Well, I was 33 when I got pregnant, for the record, but now I'm 34 years of age. Mark is never, ever in the same room as me.
It is pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing that it just happened naturally.
Your ovaries are for sure not getting impacted by alcohol.
I know.
Yeah, they were fine.
They were fine. And I was, wow. That, I got to be honest with you. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the past few episodes, but we have not been drinking.
This is non-alcoholic LaCroix.
It's been like fucking boring. Can I say that?
It's all right.
Yeah.
I know, New York is like very heavy on like get a cocktail.
Right.
And if you don't want to get a cocktail, it's like, okay, well, what do you do?
Well, honestly,
So we went and got scalps washed.
we did get our scalps
But
washed.
actually, that's hilarious. That was like, this is how far already. It's the first, just out of the first trimester, and we're already going to these like Japanese ladies to have our scalps steamed.
Yeah, we
Not
need
steamed, we wanted
activities.
that.
Honestly, though, I do love sitting at a bar. So I will get,
Yeah.
I'll get a fucking DC with you, Diet Coke. All right, fucking police out there. But anyway.
The moms are coming for you, and they're terrifying.
Oh, they are terrifying. Wait, I want to talk real quick, and then I do want to talk more about the hair thing that we did because that was fucking crazy. But so we find out the gender like any second now, and we thought that it was in my chart, like my little health chart, and but on like a separate tab. So I just go up to these random girls, like little Australian girls yesterday.
At the doctor?
No, sorry. So I get like a notification on my chart.
Oh,
Like,
oh
to
my
my
God. These were
email.
literally women from the street.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you not understand that in the
thought
text?
they were like worked at the place and they were like randoms.
No.
Okay. Oh my God.
So this makes it so much better.
Wait, what? Okay, keep going.
Okay, so I get like every time I get a test, which by the way, when you get pregnant, whoa, it's like test number 1, it'll be like this. It'll be like, oh, but don't get too excited because the baby might have this. Oh, don't get too excited. The baby might have this. Oh, like it might fucking have Down syndrome. And you're like, just like hit with so many things. We're getting to like one of the fun ones though. So
yeah, you're past the biggies.
I'm past the biggies, most
That's
of the biggies, and
You're past the kill switches.
past the kills.
Sorry,
No, for like legit though. And
Yay, the baby stays.
woo. And anyway, so I was like excited to do the gender reveal. So I was like, what's more fun and New York? And plus I just kind of love slushies, so I just kind of wanted one. But I was like, let's go to Ralph's, which is like an Italian ice place near our house. And we'll show somebody, like, because it's on a separate tab in case you want to do the gender reveal. I was like, I'll give someone my health record, like a random person on the street, and then ask them to go over on the tab and then like go into Ralph's and buy either a pink or a blue slush. And so we go up to these little like teenage Australian girls, which first of all, there was 4 of them. I was like, what do your parents do for work? That you're touring.
Why are you loose?
Why are you guys? They were probably like 15. And they were wearing the sluttiest outfits ever. And they were just like out on the town getting Ralph's while their parents were probably at the hotel or something.
Oh my God.
But I was like,
no, Australians go out by themselves.
Really?
I feel like they always are. Everybody but Americans is always touring the world.
Yeah.
100% of the time. If you go to Italy, it's like Germans all over the place.
That's true.
And Australians too.
Yeah.
And they're
yeah.
young too. And they're like, they travel with like their groups of friends and they're like 18 or something like that.
They were
These
having
for
fun.
Yeah.
They seemed younger than 18. They
think?
were like real young.
We met these annoying ones when I was in Italy.
Oh.
And they were like, America's scary. And I'm like, Australia is scary, you dumb fucks.
Australia is insane.
You have the craziest animals ever. Sorry, not
Yeah.
to distract. I got all pissed off about these Australians.
Well, yeah. I mean, America is way. Yeah, we got our problems. We got.
Don't get me wrong, we have our problems, but I was like, I mean, relax. Like,
Yeah.
rein it in. We're on a boat in Italy. Okay?
Right.
I don't want to hear your fucking hot takes.
Australian teenagers.
Yeah,
like,
get
enough.
out of here. Why am I getting roasted?
So anyway, these Australian teenagers could not find the tab because it hadn't come in yet. It was not in my chart yet.
So you hadn't obviously checked
I-
because you didn't want to look.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
So they had told me that it was going to be in by Friday, so I just assumed it was there, and I was like all excited. So then they were like found a letter F next to a bunch of tests that had nothing to do with the gender. They were like, would it say gender next to it? I was like, I would imagine so, right? And then so anyway, they brought us out a pink slushie, and that we thought that was our gender reveal. So there's like a video on some Australian girl's phone of me and Mark being like, oh my God, we're having a girl. And then I looked at my phone and I was like, oh, this is not the
This is like my ferritin level or something.
Yeah, this has nothing
Unrelated.
to do. This is it just means like finalized or something.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, we had a delightful watermelon slush, so that part was good.
Watermelon is a better flavor than blueberry or whatever the hell.
blue raspberry. I do love blue raspberry though.
Watermelon's
Well,
better.
we'll see. Yeah.
I'm voting for watermelons, guys. I'm
Yeah.
team watermelon, but we'll see. I'll be happy either way.
Mark thinks we're gonna have a watermelon again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
he was like when they presented us with that pink
Watermelon.
slush, he was like, something in those Australian teenagers' eyes told me.
They saw the future.
Yeah.
He said, "This is a watermelon couple.
It was also a
Look
wicked.
at those melons on that lady. That's a watermelon coming out of her."
There was a bunch of cops around, and Mark's just like handing out money to Australian teenagers. Like they're like literally 15. They're wearing the skankiest outfits you could possibly imagine.
No. The cops
And-
like, look away.
Yeah, we're just giving $10 to these little girls. Anyway, we don't know what we're having yet. But we will. I think I got a notification today that I got new lab tests, so I'll probably know by tomorrow. But we're gonna do the same thing at Ralph's. Anyway.
All right. Hopefully you find those girls again.
Yeah,
All right,
and
listen, dumb fucks. That was the wrong thing.
and those girls were like wicked confused because.
Yeah, I get it. Like,
Well, yeah, and there was like tons of people coming up and taking photos with Mark. They were like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, "Oh, just forget it.
don't
Whatever."
worry about it.
They were like, "Are we
It'll-
on some weird show?" And I was like, "No, it's fine."
It'll hit Australia in like
Yeah,
6 years.
Yeah, you guys missed his tour. It's whatever. He won't be back for like 4 years in Australia, but we'll let you know when he's in Sydney.
Definitely
How about
hit
that?
you up.
Yeah,
You
they lived in Sydney. I was like, you guys lived the life. You're
Yeah,
from
that's sick.
Sydney. You're over here in New York. Good for you guys.
That's pretty cool.
You're a part of this fake gender reveal.
Yeah.
you
You're
saw
spreading
all my
lies.
health records.
Yeah, you're now involved with my PHI.
Yeah, you're privy to the level of levothyroxine I'm on.
You are now a frontline worker in America. It's about the same amount of training.
And I didn't know that I didn't have it in my chart yet, so I kept being like, welcome to America. We make fucking medical records so difficult. And like they were like, we really don't think it's in here yet.
They're like, we can read.
Yeah, like
I know like words.
they were like, English is our first language.
Yeah. You didn't pick like someone visiting from like China.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll do that tomorrow.
That's
at
for tomorrow.
Ralph's.
Yeah.
So if I don't know, hopefully maybe we'll have a fan over on Tuesday and they can be a part of
No, that's
Tuesday
exciting.
at Ralph's.
Tuesday.
That would actually be a really cool fan story. Be like, I literally picked out a pink thing for Mark Norman.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
cute.
But
Guys.
I don't even say my own name. I'm like, for Mark Norman, that'd be great.
Yeah. And for the baby. For the watermelon baby.
Yeah, but so I've been doing tons of like sober activities. I actually want to go kayaking. That's my new thing.
I've seen that one. It's free.
It's free. It's cool.
I do say I don't think you should touch that water.
Nah, I'm gonna
There's a
touch
couple
it.
things you're not allowed to do while pregnant. That's one I'm like, don't
I'm gonna drink it.
touch the East River. Get away from the East River, May. There's no chance that's good for you.
So one of the things that we did already is I'm sure you guys have seen these like Japanese head massage scalp treatment
Cleaning
things on
things?
TikTok. I don't know if it's just our algorithm because I've said this to
Probably.
multiple people and people are like, I have no clue what you're talking about, and it's all over my feed.
I think it has something to do with us living in New York because I don't think you can get these in like I don't know, Abilene, Texas. You know what I mean?
For instance, we're going to Abilene,
We're going to
Texas,
Abilene.
by
This
the
is
way.
the second time I'm going to Abilene. I don't
Um,
know if you happen to know me. Oh, if you're the cop that pulled me over, and I got to. Last time I went to Abilene, I got pulled over on the way, and I did not get a ticket, and I instead got a new podcast subscriber from the cop. So if you're that cop, come to the show.
Oh my god, that'd be great. That would be
That
full
would be
circle.
worth it. Maybe I'll get pulled over again into the same guy, and he'll be like, "Oh my god, hey, friend of the pod."
This show is going to be hilarious. If I don't know anything about Abilene, Texas. All I know is that
We're across from an oil thing.
yes, and also that I can't imagine I have the sense of humor that they do, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure there's a couple cool people. Will they come out? I hope so.
I hope so.
I
Please
hope
come
so.
out.
But I do want to say that the people who came out last time, we are just very different, and I
Okay.
get that,
And
you
that's
know,
fine.
That's fine. I respect that, but I'll be back.
Yeah. So I booked this scalp treatment for Laura and I to have some weird sober activity to do, and it was pretty okay. Here's what the salon. I won't name names, but it was filthy.
Yeah, it was very. It was not. I still had fun.
I
but
had fun, but
walked in. I was like, oh, this is a hole in the wall.
it
We're
was
just gonna
filthy.
get our hair washed at this hole in the wall.
I mean, it was dirty. There was like hair everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to take a little sweep. You got
And not enough customers to like be like, oh, they were too busy to clean. Like, I'm like,
No.
there's no one here.
They
You're
needed
sitting
to
on your ass. Sweep.
They got to sweep. Anyway, the first.
They're probably like a front for like laundering money
I hope so.
or something like that.
I
They're like,
hope
I don't give a
so.
shit about sweeping. We're laundering money for heroin users. Like, I don't.
I guess. I mean, it wasn't
Maybe.
Soho, so maybe that rent can't be cheap.
Cannot be cheap. That's why I'm like, how make it make sense.
Yeah. I mean, our treatments were pretty expensive. They were like 150 or something crazy like that.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's the
Kind
other
of was
part.
like, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like $40 based on the ones I saw on TikTok, and then I was had.
All right. Well,
Anyway, but yeah, so the first part of it is that they take like this microscopic camera thing and they run it around your head, and mine looked like fucking Darfur. It was disgusting.
yours looked like the surface of Mars.
It looked like all like
There's
okay.
hills.
I had dry hair. My hair was so oily it looked wet. It looked
Yeah.
like soaking
It was
wet.
slick
It was so. They
and
kept
flaky.
and they kept going around different areas, and I was like, okay, that's enough. Like,
It was so funny because like each area she'd be like stomach issues.
yeah.
Oh, is your liver stressed? And it would be like one part of your head that I would guess would correspond, but hers was the whole fucking thing.
the whole fucking thing?
They were like, your body, no good.
your body says no, and I'm like, well, I'm pregnant right now, so hopefully it's saying yes to something.
Yeah, it's focusing up.
And then also, she said to me, she was like, oh, do you watch TV on your phone when you go to bed? I was like, I do.
I did not catch that part.
Yes.
What a
Like,
soothsayer.
Right up here, she was like, you can tell it's like it's excreting some like, I don't know, stress hormone from being close to a screen at night.
Wait, no, that's bullshit. There's no fucking way.
That's what she said.
I think that maybe is one of those things where like if she guesses, do you watch TV on your phone at night? The chances of someone in New York saying no are like 1%.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I have to go to sleep somehow. Like, duh, I'm gonna watch
Duh.
Seinfeld
I'm gonna watch
100 times.
TikTok. Huh. Wow.
I know.
Creepy. Meanwhile, mine was just really sweaty. She was like kept
No.
No, she kept
Yours
going,
looked beautiful.
Mine was very clean, but she kept like looking and it was like glistening and she's like, it's sweat. I was like, okay.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's healthy and normal, but I was like, I just walked here.
Yeah.
I didn't work out before.
Well, that's the thing is that me and Laura were obviously sitting right next to each other, and they got to like Laura went first, and they were like, "Oh, it's like pretty good condition." They went to mine, and it was like, "Oh my god!" It was like, "Have you ever washed your hair? Have you in any way
Let's
ever
introduce you to
shampooed?"
Let's introduce.
It was a humbling experience. I have to say, though, I will give this filthy salon credit for the fact that ever since I've gotten that treatment done, every time I wash my hair, it's like much easier to blow out. It's like much silkier.
good.
It stays not greasy for
Bouncier.
longer.
Mine did feel very bouncy afterwards.
Yeah.
Because they did this like cleansing mask on your scalp.
I
But
think
now
I-
I think I'm dry.
No,
I
I
don't
don't think so. I I think that I might start going back. So anyway, probably not to that same
Yeah,
one,
go to
but to a
different
different one.
We're
Anyway,
gonna try them all out.
that's that I have on personal news. It's kind of a fucking big one though. So go ahead and tell your friends to listen to this pod as a congratulations to my pregnancy.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Please tell more people, get us more subscribers.
Yeah.
We'll turn
I'm
this
growing
into
one
a
subscriber.
mommy channel. Yeah, you're growing
Yeah,
your
I'm
own
growing my
subscriber.
own
That's
subscriber.
wow. This is
Wow.
really slow growth for the
Yeah.
pod.
Imagine he's like, it's not for me. Or she.
Or she.
We don't know.
Probably gonna be a she.
Probably going to be she.
Well, that was very exciting. I'm looking forward to the baby. I'll be training it in swimming,
Yes.
multiple languages, tutoring it.
You know how to, what? You speak, you speak German.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Not well, but
Enough.
I could teach the baby some more.
Okay.
I could teach the fucking baby some stuff.
You just teach it all the wrong things. It just
Only swears
Only
in every
swears.
language.
great.
As many swears as I can figure out in different
Right.
languages.
If
you
anybody
know
has,
some, let me know.
Yeah. Also, if you guys know any cheap nannies in the New York area, if you're willing to be a nanny and you're also willing to sign an NDA, okay? Because I don't want to offend somebody in my own fucking house.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, it's fair.
Then
Definitely get an NDA.
yeah. The things me and Mark joke about in the house, we're gonna need an NDA.
Yeah, get that.
Okay, so I want to talk about the DCC cheerleaders, Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. All right, so they just had a new documentary out on Netflix. It was like I think it was like a 6-part series about the selection process and just like what it takes to be on the team. These bitches work hard. They work so fucking hard.
Don't they like not get paid too?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Of
cool.
course not. So,
But they look hot.
they look great. But no, they do not get paid. I think it's averaged out to around $75,000 a year, and this is full time work.
Right.
Cannot stress that
Yeah.
enough.
75 in Texas is a lot better.
It's
than,
a lot
like,
better, yeah.
Like it would be in New York or I don't know, Connecticut or Boston or something like that. But
Right.
it's still like you're gonna probably make more than that if you work at like fucking Salesforce down there.
Oh, 100%.
So
That's not even close.
that's true. Also, I would imagine that this is like they can't do this for very long.
No, yeah, usually not. It's you
So
know,
that sucks because you're like putting like you have to go into like real estate or some shit right after.
yeah. Well, I'll actually talk about
Probably
some
real
people.
estate actually. It's
Yeah, no,
probably like
totally.
exactly where you're gonna go.
I will get into some people that moved on to bigger and better things. We'll
good.
talk about the bigger and
Okay.
better things. But anyway,
I like them specifically because I feel like they have like they get to do the cowboy theme.
yeah.
They're I don't know if there's another cheerleading group that has a trend, has a theme that they
I
do.
don't think so. And you know what's
The rest
funny
are
is
just in
that
booty shorts.
they actually get paid more than any of the other teams.
Really?
Yes.
That actually I guess that does make sense because I think they have more of their own following
Oh
as well.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure the other teams are also great and probably work just as hard. Realistically, they have to do a lot of the same shit. But
Yeah.
these guys, I mean, I know them, you know?
Right. They're like legendary.
Yeah.
Them
and like Hooters. I don't know.
Right.
In my mind, it's kind of like, I don't know why, but I'm like, oh yeah, this is
Same
same
talent.
crew. You know?
Same talent level for sure. Question for you, because my mom was like extremely against cheerleading in any form. She thought that it was like, you know, she's like a bra burning. Fuck,
Sure.
I almost said lesbian. Bra burning.
We don't know yet. I
feminist.
don't know. There's still time. There's still time.
I'm like bra burning feminist, bra burning lesbian, same thing.
Same.
But yeah, she was not allowing us to cheerlead at all, and I think my sister wanted to cheerlead as just like something because I think like the school required you to have some sort of activity,
Yeah.
and so she did cheerleading for the hockey team, which was hilarious.
That's so funny. You're just in like a coat.
Yeah, she was like in the stands, like woo. And, like,
Yeah.
it was just like a silly, funny thing that she did, but
And your mom
that-
was not happy about that.
no, my mom was like, "What a dorky thing you're doing," but
She's
anyway.
not wrong.
No, she's not. Would you allow your daughter to cheerlead?
I think I would encourage her to do like the dance portion because I
Yeah.
know there's like a competitive side, and I think you can get a scholarship for college with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Yeah.
listen, I'm talking in the world of scholarship. If she can do
Yeah.
something that's going to get her into a scholarship for where I don't have to pay or she doesn't have to go deep into debt for college, great.
Right.
Pop off, you know?
Yeah.
But like, you better pick one you're going to get in with, you know?
True. That's why-
Probably do swimming because
That's true.
I hate to say it, but genetically you're probably going to be in that
Yeah.
in that world.
Or you could do crew, and that's basically a shoe-in.
Crew. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So something like that. But if that could get her into school, I'd be like, okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But you see what I mean? Where I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
really see, there's not a huge difference for me like on doing that versus doing some of the other things.
Yeah. I think like for me, I would have the same hesitation that I would putting my daughter in competitive gymnastics or ballet.
That's true.
Because that would be like the standards are so toxic. Obviously, the eating disorder stuff is like, you know,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That actually makes me pause a little bit longer. It would kind of depend on the culture of that
Right.
specific program.
And the concept of like, I don't know, my daughter being like 16 years old and cheering in like a little outfit and like thinking about grown men watching her do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But she'll
I was
probably
in
have a fucking.
swimsuit.
She'll
I had
prob-
like a fucking suit up my asshole.
That's
You know what I mean?
totally true. That's
How awkward
completely
for the
fair.
dads, we tell you that.
Yeah.
Just watching like, because they wouldn't know. We all look the same in our suits and caps and goggles, and they're like just looking like at the pool, just being like, "Which one's my fucking daughter?" And just staring at these young women.
Yeah. That's crazy.
My dad did not enjoy that part. He was always like, "Oh, just get behind the lane you're supposed to be in, so I know where you are." God damn it,
Didn't you tell me that he like would film you? And then,
dude! Yes.
So he has hours and hours of footage of
Just young women swimming. And he's like, God, fuck, you better win because I'm filming the winner, all right? And I just want it to be of you.
That's very funny.
Yeah, it was a tough sport. It's a tough
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually, when I was doing research for this, I asked Mark the same question, and he was like, "I think I would. It's not like the worst thing in the world." I was like, "I guess it's not. It's certainly not the worst thing in the world. It'd be different if we found like their OnlyFans or like."
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that obviously there can be issues, but I think it would really, for me, depend on the culture of that specific program and kind of like the vibe around it. Like, for instance, in Abilene, Texas, maybe a no.
Maybe a no.
Maybe a no.
To
I'm
be
making
honest,
assumptions. Sorry, Abilene.
and on the Dallas Cowboys, maybe a no.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
But like in fucking Sandwich, Mass,
Yeah. People are just fucking around, you know?
probably, you know.
Yeah.
So it place dependent.
Yeah, because it's not just that they have to be like these amazing dancers and most likely have eating disorders and all that stuff. They also have to be these like, it's kind of pageantry.
Absolutely.
Like, they have to be like these perfect girls, and like off camera they have to be perfect, and they have to say all the right things, and they can't say anything like controversial, and they have to be like these perfect little boxes, and you know, all that. They're always representing DCC, and so like
Brand ambassadors.
that sort of like stripping down of your natural personality really freaks me out.
Yeah, we had to do that for swimming though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's why swimming is really boring. Holy shit, guys. Oh my God. We would go through media training. I went through media training many times.
That's
Like,
kind
when
of
I was,
amazing for what you're doing
when I
now,
was like,
though.
I guess, but when I was like 12.
Yeah.
And they were like, don't talk about this. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm going to do comedy and only talk about that.
right.
After a certain amount, it just broke my brain. I was like, must discuss cum.
Yeah.
Must discuss cum.
And lack of coming. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's great. Well, it worked out well for you.
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Okay, so I want to get into, I was like, how did this come to be? Because in my mind, I thought that like cheerleading was just always a part of, you know, the NFL. I thought that it was always a part
Was it not?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
So the cheerleaders actually began as the creation of one man, unfortunately.
That makes sense. I'm sure a guy was like, what if we got a lot of broads in here? Yep. And like, and not a lot of clothes. Hear me out. And then they're just cheering us on, making us feel nice about ourselves. Anyone down?
Correct.
The guys are like, yeah, that sounds great.
So,
It's a good idea.
okay, so to be fair, it was just his idea. This man, Texas Ernest Schramm.
His name is Texas?
Yeah.
Jesus.
His name is Texas. In 1961, he decided, he was like, you know what? Why don't we bring in some fucking broads? Because here's what, we're not selling a lot of tickets. Apparently, the I keep saying NHL, NFL, was not selling as many tickets as like college games in that area.
Well,
college games were king, and the professional people didn't really care that much. They were not,
I bet
obsessed.
it's still close because those college games,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Right.
The craziest events I've ever been to, I think, are those college games down in Texas.
That would be fun.
They are so fun.
Yeah.
I know.
Is it football season?
No, it is summer.
well, I don't know.
July. No, football season isn't. Is in the fall.
Oh, okay.
I'm just laughing. I'm like, how do you not fucking know? How do you not know that?
Wait, that's actually true
That's
because so many people watch, obviously, football season in the fall, and I'm like,
It's in the fall. I went to a big football school, so I'm like, what? Who the fuck? Where did you go again?
Roger Williams
Okay.
University.
There we go. Do they have a team?
No.
Oh,
No, we have like a fucking polo team and shit.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
But yeah, you're not.
No.
Is that a fall sport? Is polo a fall sport?
Sailing was actually fall. and
God
spring.
damn it.
So that was fun to see. Anyway, so this fucking guy, he's like, you know what? We got to bring some broads in here. And he delegated this responsibility to this woman named Dee Brock. And she's kind of a fucking badass. And she looks exactly like you would imagine someone
Yeah.
who started the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders
cool.
to look. Yeah, she's got like a cowboy hat on. She's a blonde woman with blue eyes. Well, you know how.
Just like
That-
the traditional stereotypical.
Stereotypical. Is all American racist to say? Or is that just something that used to be described
I
as
haven't
that?
heard anyone say anything against it.
It
but
feels
I
racist,
will
doesn't
say
it?
I agree with you. Probably a no. I think we should probably skip it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Well,
Anyway.
I mean, I don't think you're going to get in trouble. But
So Dee Brock.
besides from me.
So Dee Brock was around 30 years old when Tex Schramm, people called him Tex, approached her with an idea. He was like, okay, let's get models out there. Let's get some fucking models.
This
dude.
guy just who is this lady? Is this his wife?
No, she
Okay.
was a model at the time, and
Oh,
I think she also like lived in the town and somehow knew Tex Schramm. I should probably know that information, but
That's
it didn't
fine.
say so.
It's
It
fine.
didn't say so. in
But
this
it's
fucking
so funny that this man is just coming forward with these ideas, and he's like, "No way is this gonna fly." And they're like, "This is a great idea." And he's like, "Skimpy outfits." And they're like,
thing. Perfect. So
How hyped was he? And then he's like, "We'll drink so much before we go see them."
great. So yeah, anyway, and at the time, like, or whatever, so then basically so she was like, okay, so you're bringing in these models to get up more fans to come out to this show.
Right.
Like that, or the fucking game. So like, how much are you going to pay them? And he goes, nothing. I'm going to pay them nothing.
Wow, he really came in fucking hot. He's like, "You know how we got slivered as slaves a while back? Think about it. We'll do it again."
Let's do it again, but women.
Hot models.
women. So Dee was like, yo, models don't work for free. Like, straight up, they don't work for free. So
Of course not.
yeah, I love this woman. I really do. Based on this one article I read, I've never seen any interviews with her, but based on this, she seems really cool. So she actually modeled herself. It was kind of like a part-time gig though for her because she was actually a teacher as well.
Okay.
But she did some modeling on the side, and apparently she modeled for Stanley Marcus, who is the owner of Neiman Marcus, which is originated from Texas. And I guess he was quoted as saying, he's like, yeah, I liked her, but I don't really like models with such big breasts. And she goes, I'm sorry, but they're there. And I'm like, that's kind of amazing.
It's true. She's
Yeah.
not wrong. She's not wrong. Also, hot take from that guy.
Yeah.
Don't want the big breasts.
Well, he was also like a design. He owned Neiman Marcus. I mean,
Oh, he was gay.
yeah, right.
That's fair.
I was about to say the second offensive thing with this podcast, but I'll move forward.
Okay.
So
Let's just stick with all American. How about we keep those ones?
yeah. So she's actually like one of these like people in history that kind of gets like sidelined for some reason. I don't really know why, because I guess the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders didn't get like super popular until a few years after her. But even though she's kind of a badass, there's a few stories that I read that actually referred to her just as a model and former high school teacher. I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot more.
Founded the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so she was like, yo, models obviously are not going to work. We got to find some other solution. And she was like, let's recruit. She was like, let's recruit high school kids from the local schools that will work for free. So this was their
Oh no.
this was
What is
their
this,
plan.
Ghislaine?
Ghislaine, yeah. So then basically they were like, let's bring in some fucking sexy ass,
Kids.
16-year-olds and let's have them dance.
The guy was like, I did not think I could ask for that. This is awesome.
This is working.
He's like, I thought for sure I'd get in trouble, but you came up with the idea.
This is amazing. And after she
Wow.
presented
60s, baby.
After she presented that idea, she bargained her salary up to a whopping $900 a year.
What is that, like $25,000 now? What is that now?
I have no idea.
Okay, sure. But either way,
Okay.
sounds like not much.
Sounds like not much. From his original offer, which was $0.
Oh, that's a lot more. Risky
Yeah.
business news math right there.
Much
That is more.
So over the next decade plus, she basically was managing a group of dozen or so kids who would basically chant like victory and stuff like that. So she wasn't. It wasn't really like the competitive dance team that it is now. Boys in it as well. So it was like a co-ed
Oh,
group.
Okay.
They nixed the fuck out of that. By 1969, they were like, "Yo, you guys,
You guys,
nobody likes you.
out,
Nobody likes
scram.
the men."
ironically, aren't they back? Aren't men back in it?
No.
Oh.
I mean, they're back like in cheerleading. They're all over the place,
But not the Dallas Cowboys?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, not one.
How do they do throws? How do you throw a lady?
I don't think they do.
Oh.
It's mostly dance.
I'm basing most of this off Bring It On.
Yeah.
And then Bring It On, there were several male cheerleaders. Not all of which were gay, that was eye-opening for me back in the
Well,
early
it was
2000s.
also a fictional program.
No,
So-
I like to think it was based on a true story.
Okay. Anyway.
Bring It On again.
So something that really cool that Dee did is that she introduced black cheerleaders because famously this was happening in Texas around the time of segregation. And in 1965, which was a year before the Southern Methodist University integrated its football team, Dee went to Tech Scram and was like, we should get black cheerleaders. She said she wanted the squad to reflect the city and the people in the stands, which is super awesome.
Yeah, it's great. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's better than her kid's idea.
Also, let's be fucking for real. Black people are way better at dancing than any white person ever. And you could pick a random person off the street and they will be
I would
better.
say that that's a stereotype that I feel like that holds true.
Yes, and it's awesome. But anyway, so she recruited a teacher from an all-black school, this guy or girl, Francis Robertson. Francis is probably a man.
But I also know, I know a Frances Robertson that's a girl.
Okay.
In Texas.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because the Robertson family started this like Texas swimming, like the Texas swimming tradition. They ran that whole thing back in that period. Weird. But I don't think they had anything to do with the football team. So who knows? Maybe it's a cousin.
Maybe. But anyway, so they started like recruiting some of the people from their school, and by 1971, half of the cheerleaders were black.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy because now in 2024, on the documentary, that is simply not true anymore.
Really?
No. And you would think, as previously discussed, they're amazing dancers, so you would imagine.
Of course. And also, like, Dallas has a big,
Right.
black community.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tech Schramm had a big problem with this, obviously, because he was a fucking asshole, but she ultimately won in the end. So, like, she had to lobby against this guy named Texas in fucking 1965, right when segregation was ending.
Wow.
She lobbied against him.
What a cool lady.
I know. I like...
Minus the kids part. But what a cool lady. I'm going to keep bringing that up and say, that was weird.
She tried her... Listen, she found solutions.
That was weird,
She
but
found
this part I like.
solutions.
Yeah, she was pragmatic.
Also, this is another example of her being pragmatic. So Tech Schramm is such an idiot. I hate this fucking guy. But first of all, he got the cheerleaders so that people would actually come to these fucking games.
Right.
And then the first year that they went to the Super Bowl, which was in 1971, he was like, no, the cheerleaders can't go because I don't want to pay their way. And it's like, dude, what is going on? So Dee herself went onto a local TV station to ask for a sponsor, and she got it.
Good for her.
And that guy wrote a check for the cheerleaders to go to the Super Bowl, which the Cowboys lost. And then the next year, the Cowboys made it again. The pattern repeated where he was like, nah, fuck it. She did it again. She went on TV and she was like, I need another check. And then they went to the game.
Did they win that one?
They did win that one.
Oh my God, that's great. And I bet that was actually probably good for the Super Bowl ratings.
Yeah,
realistically,
totally.
like just being like, this is an exciting event. Look, there's these ladies.
Ladies.
They're not children. Don't look at that. These people dancing.
So speaking of, actually, the very next year in 1971, Dee was like, yo, here's what. We need older girls.
Well, okay, yeah, thank God.
We're going to need to get older girls. And apparently Shram was like, older? Don't fucking kill my boner. Okay.
No.
This is disgusting. He said, I like my girls prepubescent.
Oh, God.
And that is a direct quote.
Oh, no, Tex.
That's obviously
Oh,
not
no.
a direct quote.
Tex was the grandfather of Epstein. I don't know if you knew that, but
That's crazy.
write that down. That's facts.
But she literally was asking for girls that were 18 to 25.
These old hags.
And he was like, people are going to tune out. People are going to barf. Anyway, but she was like, here's what. I think we should do less of the cheering, more of the dancing, because the dancing is more interesting. People like the dancing. The cheering was just like a little flat, in her opinion. It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't disagree. The
Oh,
cheer, I think like a 30-70 ratio is nice.
Yeah.
It's what I prefer.
Yeah.
When I go to the games, because I'm not watching the fucking game. Let me tell you that. I'm watching everything else.
I'm not.
And there's plenty to watch. There's
Yeah.
a live bull on the field.
Are you serious?
At Texas, yeah.
Oh my
Bevo.
God.
They bring a live longhorn and they put him on the field. And and they like have him in a little corral on the side so you can be just, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
And
that's
there's
crazy.
cannons going on, like literal cannons going on.
What? This is for your college?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I cannot stress to you how big of an event this is.
Wow.
Like it's crazy.
That's
They'll have
insane.
like planes overhead sometime, like depending on the
Jesus.
game and things like that. It's wild.
That's
They're
fun.
shooting shit into the stands. Not
That's
like
so
guns,
cool.
like the t-shirt guns. And
Right,
stuff
yeah.
like that. It's Texas. We
It's
don't know.
Texas. You're like, I don't
You
know.
don't
It could
know.
be mowing people down.
It's pretty fun. We should go to a game at
we
some point.
should,
It's a
yeah.
good time.
Yeah, I guess not in the summer and the fall.
No, we can't go this weekend in July. No, we cannot attend a football game.
Dude, we're gonna melt.
We will melt. Actually, we're not going to because it's going to be like mid 80s.
Oh my God!
It might be a little rainy, but like,
This is the best news I've ever heard.
yeah.
Oh,
We're
that's
going to be
great
fine.
news. Okay, good. Okay, so anyway, so she's focusing on more of the dancing. She wanted some freaking geriatric broads that were 18 to 25, and she recruited a choreographer. They had both met when they were in a summer musical together. Her name was Texie Waterman. And as she became
Her
a
name was
legend,
Texie.
Texie.
Did they not have enough names back then? Everyone was some variation of Texas. Jesus.
They were just so fucking into it.
They were
It's
so
funny.
proud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Anyway, so spoiler alert, Tex Schramm wouldn't pay for her either. So what
Shocker.
what Dee ended up doing was splitting her own salary with her,
Wow.
which is really cool, but you should not have to do that.
Yeah. What the hell? Was Dee from Money or something? This is
She
giving.
must have been.
This is giving trust fund, baby.
It is.
Which honestly, if you have a trust, good, great.
Go for it.
This is great.
But
Good
anyway,
use of your time.
it had already been knocked down to $600, so now it's $300 each.
I looked it up, by the way. 900 is the equivalent of about 10 grand
Okay,
nowadays. So $900 a year would be 10 grand a year.
Good.
now.
Okay, good. Okay.
It's not enough.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. And so Dee basically ran the squad until the mid 70s. So around 1974 is when she hung it up. And she was informed, like this is just an anecdote that speaks to her, is that she was informed by Sports Illustrated that a male sponsor of another squad called her team, quote, disgraceful, complaining that those girls hang out all over the place. And she quipped back, if there's anything hanging out that isn't adorable, show me.
What does he mean hanging out like?
Like breasts are out and butts out. And she's like, yeah, they look amazing.
Yeah. It's a tight ass. You don't like that shit? You're gay.
Yeah.
That's what she said. That
How
was her quote.
awesome is that?
That is great. Damn, she's cool. I got to say, I really like the Texas spirit.
Yeah.
Like it's very rebellious in its own way. And it can
Yeah.
get a little much. Don't get me wrong. Texas, we got some work to do. But I don't know. I like it. I lived
Yeah.
there for a really long time. So
It's fun. It's cool.
I was born there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so DCC outfits. Obviously, they're super famous.
Mm-hmm.
They were made by a woman named Paula Van Wagner. She went to FIT for school, and then she came back to Dallas, and she was working at some place called Lorch. And Tech Schramm and Dee Brock sat her down and was like, we need a uniform for beautiful dancing girls. And she created the iconic
Yeah, it's
Cowboys cow.
That's
Yep.
cool.
It's sick.
It's a great outfit.
And it hasn't changed much.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what they had back then.
This is the original one that she mocked up for them.
I mean,
this
that's
is number
really
1.
similar to what they're wearing now.
The only difference that I can tell is like the buckle has changed a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure the fabric's probably, more modern and stuff like that, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
What a cute outfit.
So unfortunately, this is like one wrinkle in Dee's story is that she credits herself. She's like, I fucking approached that bitch and then I came in the next day with a sketch or whatever.
Oh.
So she says that she created it. Paula's like, no, you didn't. And they've really never seen eye to eye on that. So
I could also see her being like, I had like the idea, and then Paula was like, that was not an idea. But
right.
Fine.
You told me like make it Texan looking. Or
right,
yeah.
exactly. Have their belly and ass out.
Right.
That's not the outfit.
Right. The other thing is that they did copyright the uniform, which they fucking
Smart.
which they should have, which is a great idea. So a lot of like porn flicks and Playboy has used it, but they have to pay them for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That would be a pretty logical application.
Oh yeah, pretty crazy. So I think the last, maybe the second to last iconic woman I'll talk about is this woman named Suzanne Mitchell. So she was raised in Dallas, Fort Worth area, and basically she took over for, what's her face, Dee,
Mm-hmm.
and she.
So in like the 70s or.
Yep, exactly. So she was hired by She was hired as Tex Schramm's secretary, and then so basically he was just like she had passed the reins to Texie Waterman, and then demand for them was climbing, and basically, Tex Schramm was like, yo, we need someone else besides just the choreographer. So he gave her like more of like the business structure to do.
Okay.
And Texie Waterman, Texie, you guys get it. Texie Waterman was still on just as the choreographer.
Got it. Okay.
So anyway, she was the daughter of a military man. And so she really introduced like that boot camp mentality for the cheerleaders that now we're seeing go into today.
I also feel like that influenced. Aren't there like these gymnastics academies in that area too?
Probably.
There's so much of that has such a military vibe to it.
Yeah.
Really, really influential.
Right.
Honestly, fucking swimming a little bit too.
Yeah. There's
And
like
Texas swimming's not messing around.
there's
They
kind
are
of like
good.
a part of me. I mean, this is really trippy and like kind of makes my head break when I watch that documentary, because you can do everything perfectly and they just don't. They're like, she doesn't have the right look, and then just like get you out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something really relaxing about being in like an environment that it's like, if you accomplish XYZ, you're good.
Yes.
XYZ, you're good. Like if you
Yes.
can just eat exactly what we're telling you to eat and sleep and do this and make your bed a certain way, it's like kind of like
Comforting in a way, because like if your brain just needs structure,
yeah,
it's going to give you that structure. But I do think that that's the kind of thing that really can hurt people when they enter the real world afterwards. Like if you go from something programmed like that, and then you have to live in the real world where it's chaos and like you have to control your own day to day and be creative because, the economy is always evolving and like a job might not be there the next day or something like that.
yeah,
Those people really struggle.
yeah.
Like that actually, and the reason I specifically say that is because swimming is super like that.
Yeah,
Like we,
yeah.
especially from before when we were children, you show up, you eat XYZ, you sleep, you go to these meets, like you don't do this, you don't do that, and you'll go a best time. Or you won't go a best time, but you have to change your mental attitude and like do all these things. And then when you exit and you're now in the real world, you're really good at your job.
Mhm.
But then like frequently those people also really struggle to be
Yeah.
like, what do I want to do? What makes me happy?
Right.
So
And yeah, I mean, there was also a lot of talk about that on the documentary. There's one cheerleader that was injured, and so they talked to her a lot about
Yes.
how like she's like, I don't know what, like, if this isn't who I am, who am I, kind of thing.
and also like what your value is. So especially in swimming, like when people would get injured, their self-confidence, like their confidence beyond just, oh, I'm not going to swim well, more
Right.
like their value as a person
Yes,
would be impacted,
Oh, that's
which
so
is
sad.
super dramatic because we're fucking swimming.
Yeah, yeah.
Relax.
Right.
But it's hard because you obviously are training to work really hard at this thing and to have good results. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of therapy went into that.
Yeah. There is definitely like a part of me though. I'm like, I need like one focus.
I think it's
gotta
I think it's
focus.
like anything. Like it's super healthy to have that.
Yeah.
And then also be flexible, you know,
Right,
like
right.
you need everything in doses. Like you need to have like underlying structure, but also have resiliency and be dynamic and perspective.
Totally.
I don't know how you do all that, but you should have
I
that.
don't know. I gotta quit
Life
my day job
lessons.
anyway. So Suzanne, she was brilliant, like really smart businesswoman. She was a master of image management and public relations. So she like is the one who really like transformed this group of just like, hey, they're pretty and they're plucky and people like them or whatever, to actually like they're a sleek dancing machine. Like this
That's
is like
cool.
a coordinated effort. These are professionals. Like you want to come
Yeah.
out and see this. And so basically she also leaned into the personal development stuff. So that's really where you're seeing like the pageantry that I was talking about before, where she was like, you know, we're looking for women that are beautiful inside and out. We want them to be charitable, giving, sincere, without a self-centered personality. And like, you know, it was just essentially, we want a beauty queen.
Yeah, like pageant.
Yeah.
Feels like the
we want
pageant,
them
like
to be perfect. We want them
Miss
to be
America
yes, exactly. Bubbly, all that shit. Which,
for $75,000.
yeah. I think it'd be so much more interesting if they just let all these girls be like regular people and have like strong opinions, and they're just out there fucking twerking like crazy and doing all these
Yeah.
crazy dances. But you know that they're like,
And it's not.
I don't know, conspiracy theorists.
That'd be great. I mean, but it would be interesting. I haven't seen the documentary, so I don't want to jump too far in the future. But do they not have any of that right now? They're still like the same
Oh yeah.
like cookie cutter.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
That's so weird, because especially with like TikTok and stuff, I feel like they'd be rewarded
No.
for being interesting and like
No.
having personalities.
Actually, and we'll get into a long list of things that they can't do. But one of the things that they can't do is they can't do any sponsored ads. So
Why?
I don't know. They can't do them. So you can't be an influencer. Like, yes, you can have a lot of followers. You can,
But
put
can't-
things on, but you can't make money off of social media.
What the fuck is the point of that?
I have no idea. Because that would be a major incentive.
Yeah, of course.
But maybe that's why they do it. Because they're like, we want people that want to be a part of this organization and it's been their dream forever. We don't want people that are trying to be influencers and like leverage this.
I mean,
to
then
be
just don't
something else.
hire the people who are going to try to be influencers.
That's true. And also, by the way, if they're good enough at dancing and they do the job well enough, what does that even matter? What their
Who cares?
ulterior motives are?
Right? Who
know?
cares? Interesting. Strange move. When I'm in charge, they'll be allowed to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's skip ahead. So basically, those are like the people that built it. They have a lot of respect for them still in the documentary. They're like super pumped about those people. And they were all like, I mean, I feel like it's sort of like when someone dies, and not that all those people I just mentioned are dead. Most of them are still alive. But like when someone dies and they become saints, you know what I mean? Like, and everyone's like, they've never done anything wrong and they were perfect. I'm like, there obviously there was some shitty
I'm
stuff
sure they
that
were
all
probably
did.
extremely all the bad things that people were
right
and still are.
Right.
You know?
and like
sure there was-
competitive and
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Competitive. Yeah, that one.
curt.
They were probably really nice to each other.
They
all
probably
the time.
cussed a few times.
Yeah, they made us said the S word. Shit.
Maybe. I can't believe you just said that.
I would get fired so fast.
Oh my god, no.
They would have let me like walk in the room. They'd be like, get out.
No.
Sorry.
I am 100% not, but I could be.
Get your brown hair out of here.
The best dancer you've ever fucking seen in your life, but my personality would eliminate me.
Oh, of course. Like immediately.
Immediately. Anyway, so let's talk about contemporary DCC.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'm having an allergic reaction to the password.
It sounds like a Marvel. Like I keep thinking like DC Comics when you say that.
Yeah.
Like
No, totally.
superheroes.
So it's run by this woman named Kelly McGonigal Finglass, and so she's prominently featured in the documentary. She literally runs the team. She makes all the decisions about the
Nowadays.
team. Yes, I need to take a Claritin at some point. She
Do you hear Password yelling over there? He's like, yeah, you can't breathe, bitch. Let me in the room.
I'm wheezing into the microphone. This is a podcast.
Oh, no, the baby. The watermelon.
So she's a former member of the squad. Obviously, that'd be crazy if they had someone like doing picks for the squad and they didn't even do it themselves. But she used to be on the squad. One thing that she's done that's pretty cool is like she actually introduced the idea of like, hey, we should like be really revamping this. And so she put out all these documentaries. Like she was like, oh, there was Making the Team a few years ago. That was super controversial because it was a lot of like, hey, you look big. And they were completely not big.
They were like, making the team is who is the lightest.
Yeah.
That's the team.
And then obviously the one that just came out. So she's kind of the driving force behind that, because she was like, if we want these girls to stay relative and we want this to continue through the woke fucking bullshit that's going on right now, we got to make it more known to people and kind of get in people's faces. And like, I mean, people are talking about it. And I also think like seeing something like this, if you have like a young girl who's really good at dance and they're trying to have a goal, I mean, there's probably like plenty of young girls that are obviously there's tons of young girls, but like, I don't know, it's inspiring.
That want to be on this team.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't this documentary come out not putting them in a positive light?
Yes and no. I thought people kind of blew that a little bit out of proportion, to be honest.
Okay.
But
just mostly like the eating disorder stuff.
Yeah, mostly the eating disorder.
Listen,
stuff.
you're gonna get that in a lot of sports.
You're gonna get that in a lot of sports, and honestly,
Sorry.
I mean, it's not good, but like, if you go into any high school in America, there's gonna be a few girls with eating disorders. It just kind of is the way that it's a societal problem more so than it is a DCC problem.
Yeah, I can see that. I didn't watch the documentary, but I'll believe it.
I mean,
I'm sure they're not great on it.
No, of course not. And they have like extremely strict standards, and you get fitted for one uniform. And if your body fluctuates like bodies do, you don't get a fucking new uniform. Like you don't.
Oof.
So you better not get your fucking period, because
you're gonna be dancing with period stains.
Period stains and a bloated belly, and that is not gonna fly.
Oh God.
You would also
that
imagine
like a nightmare.
In the age of like body positivity that they would have diversity of like body shape on stage.
Not
you
in
know
Dallas.
what I mean?
Are you crazy?
I don't
No. They don't give a shit. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm generalizing, but.
So Finglass, her salary is estimated to be around $1.5 million annually.
Honestly, great.
Yeah, I agree.
I kind of see. Yeah, that makes sense.
And she works really hard. It's
an international brand.
She works her fucking ass off. This is a business woman.
Yeah. She probably has like an MBA or something like that.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Could if she wanted.
Yeah. But anyway, so she has gone on record to defend the cheerleaders' pay, which I'm like, give me a break, dude. You should be advocating for them to get paid more. But anyway, she goes, the cheerleaders are paid for all rehearsals, performances, and appearances. So it's like, okay, but like at the end of the day, they're making about $75,000 a year. Like, what are we doing here?
I would even understand if like there was a range. Like when you first entered the squad, you were closer to like 70, and then you were able to work your way up. Right. Like seniority wise to like 100 plus or something.
Well, NBC Sports Boston reported that at least in 2022, they were making about $15 to $20 per hour, which is very low.
Yeah, that's nuts. You know?
Which with game and public appearance fees total about $75,000. So I think it's like pretty universal. Like, and I mean, I'm sure the ones that have more seniority get like
in like a couple bucks extra.
Yeah.
So they're making the same as the people like Costco.
Yeah.
No.
One of them actually in the documentary, she was like, I make the same living as if I was working at like a Chick-fil-A or something like that.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's crazy. And like the thing that gets me is like, first of all, this fucking Finglass lady, she's also said, she's like, well, what I've learned is that dancers around the world are all underpaid. It's like, okay, well then you should pay your dancers as such.
So she saw and she's like, listen, you don't understand.
Market
None of them
value.
make money.
Market value.
They're all poor, so we don't have to pay them much. That's actually now her making 1.5. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people would do your job. Fingold or whatever your name is. Finglass.
Right. It's kind of, well, it's bullshit. She should be the one advocating for them, because here's what, like they are so specialized. Like literally they go from like a pool of thousands of girls that are very, 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 very good at what they do and narrow it down to 36 positions.
That's wild.
Like
that's elite.
Could not be more specialized. They work their entire lives for this and they don't get compensated at all. It's like, well, who's more specialized than that?
It'd also be one thing, again, if they were allowed to do stuff on the side where it's like, okay, you make 75 here, but your opportunities like with sponsorships and things like that would, that's kind of like what you make of it.
Right.
I still don't love it, but like fine,
Which is actually a good point, because I wanted to compare that with the average WNBA salary. Right. Those are people that can do other things. And in comparison, they have an average annual pay of $116,000. So that's not great.
It's not great still, but
it's
getting better.
Yeah, it is.
WNBA is popping off.
It is popping
right
off.
now.
I actually looked into this, and they actually named them by name. I said, who is the lowest paid player in the WNBA? And there you go. The lowest paid player in the WNBA is Mercury's Kayla Davis. Kayla's like,
God damn it.
why?
Why does this need to be public knowledge? I don't understand. This isn't a government position. It's not an elected official. Why are you shaming me?
She's like, I don't want my fucking friends from high school knowing this.
Oh.
Wait,
how much do you make, though?
Oh, my God. The 27-year-old has a 151st ranked salary in the league at $1,607. So she works.
She's volunteering.
She's volunteering at the WNBA.
And wait, how does that even work?
I don't know.
Are you making 20 cents a...
I don't know.
What?
I don't get it. And then 8
Is she
players.
in debt?
Well, 8 players, including her, have salaries less than $10,000.
What are you fucking talking about?
I don't know. They must be like alternates or something. They must like sit at home for most games.
I mean, let's hope.
Yeah.
Because they need to have a job.
Oh, yeah. They gotta work. They gotta go to work.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. We should probably at some point cover the WNBA just broadly.
Yeah.
Because I want to know more about what the fuck that is.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so enough about the relatively positive things. Let's get into some scandals.
Yeah, let's hear the dirt.
Let's get into some dirt. How long have I been talking on this fucking thing? Oh, okay. I'll go through the dirt. We'll get to the meat of it, but this has been a long podcast. Okay, so let's see. So between 2006 and 2021, Making the Team was a reality show, which I was talking about before. And basically there was a lot of fans that were like about the strict regulations about their appearance.
Sure.
And also particularly when it comes to weight. So it's also...
I'm so glad the fans actually were like kind of being like, hello.
Yeah.
Why though?
No, totally. And then the other part of it too is like they do like an America's Next Top Model thing where they'll take, like if they took me in, they would be like, okay, we think you'd look better with bleach blonde hair. And I just have to go with it.
Oof.
I
don't think you'd look better with bleach blonde hair.
Well, I do what they tell me.
Okay.
So, but so it's like that kind of shit. Like they have to, like however they make you, you have to stay exactly that.
America's Next Top Model was remember when they would like shave girls' heads?
Yes.
They'd be like, you look better bald.
And
you know they didn't actually think that. They just knew that we would enjoy watching them shave a random girl's head.
I know.
And then they'd like vote her off 2 episodes later. I'm like, oh my God.
That's funny you say that. That's exactly what happened in the documentary. They made a girl who's always been blonde go like dark brunette. She looks beautiful in both, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
But anyway,
so
it's like
Crimea River.
Yeah, exactly. And then she got eliminated like 2
It would be epic
later.
if the Cowboy Cheerleaders made a girl go bald.
I don't think that's ever happening.
They're gonna make her bald.
Also,
and they're like, nah, you're out of here. We don't like that you're bald now.
They had
what the fuck?
They had one girl that was that was like a redhead or whatever, and they were like, the diversity on the team. It's great to see the redhead. It's amazing to see the red hair out there. It's ridiculous.
Like, that's not a race.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got confused.
Right.
I don't know. We thought because of their spunk, they'd be something else.
Fucking crazy. So there's like a gajillion hours of footage of Kelly Finglass and Judy Trammell, who's the new choreographer, basically like picking apart weight gain and being like telling girls to their face like, you're too soft, you're too heavy, you're too this, like, and like literally like zooming in on their stomachs on like play-by-plays and being like, do you see? It's
my
like
God.
crazy. And they're like, yeah, dude, obviously I fucking see.
Okay, that's not great. It's not great.
No, it's not great. I mean, I feel like in their mind, they're kind of like, well, this is an elite troop. And so if you don't have a 6-pack, I don't know what to tell you kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like,
I know what you mean.
like, for example, it's like, I can't play basketball. So if they're like, hey, you're too short to be on this team, I wouldn't be like, what?
I guess it's just because you can
I'm
get a
too
pretty
short.
serious disease when you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the rub. I get it. I understand. It's obviously like you got to be able to do the job, but
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
true.
I don't have the answers.
The other thing that was super contradictory, I'll say, in the new documentary is that whenever they were like a little tired or not doing like the on stage or on the field, they would be like, you need to fuel your body we see that you're not fueling your body. And I'm like,
bitch, I'm starving.
yeah, you just told me 2 seconds ago in the fitting that I have like a gut, and now you're telling me I look pale and I'm gonna pass out because guess what? I fucking am.
Do methamphetamines.
Yeah.
How do we make this more clear to you?
I'm sure they're all on Adderall or something.
They have to be.
Yeah.
Oh, poor things.
Crazy.
Poor girls.
Pretty insane.
That's at least is worth it for 75 grand.
So there's this one woman in particular. She was on the latest documentary, Victoria Kalina, and she is very open about her issues with body image. And she basically was like super open about like she had really bad depression. She actually had to take a year off because she was not well mentally.
Oh, okay.
And like, it's kind of crazy to me. Like, she had to take a year off so that she could get back on track. Like, she had a severe bulimia problem.
Oh, no.
It was really not great. And instead of like, I feel like if my mom saw me go through that, she would say, hey, you know what? You did something amazing. You made the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. That's always been your dream. You did it. Let's leave this chapter behind you and let's move forward to a different chapter.
Yeah.
They fucking put her back in it.
Her parents did?
Well, I mean, not like
Her
she wanted,
family encouraged
but she
her?
also wanted to go back in. And I feel like one of the last scenes of the documentary is that, or the docuseries, whatever, is that you have to go back in when you're a returning veteran and say if I want to try out next year or not. And she was like, you tell me, like, do you think I could add value to this? She was crying, and like Kelly was like, you tell me. I don't know. She was like basically begging her to be like, move on. Because it's so much pressure. And she came back for one season, I think, but now she's finally moved on.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. But yeah, it's just the kind of place where if you're going to have one of those diseases, it's going to flourish.
It's going to flourish.
Well, that's like meant for that. And that's
yeah.
tough. That can kill you.
That can kill you. So for context, this is when they were body shaming her. She looks like a person. And then this is
looks
when
amazing.
She was really skinny. Yeah.
Oh, no.
But anyway.
She looks great in her big version.
The point is, in my opinion, I think she should have left this chapter behind her because I feel like it was literally killing her. So that's a few things about them. And then one more thing I just want to talk about, because like body shaming and eating disorders is one way that they wreck their bodies, but they also wreck their bodies just by doing the things that they do. So they do this thing in particular.
I would imagine. I'm sure it's hard on your joints and stuff.
Oh my God. Crazy. So one thing that they do is they do like a jump split at the end of one of them, and they
my vagina would break.
Yeah, like, and they land super hard on their shins and like the back of their calf and their shin. They land like boom
in a
boom,
split.
like, and they have to do this like a gajillion times in practice, on the games, like all this stuff.
I can't even like listen to you talk about it. It would rip my vagina open.
No. I'll show you
like tendons.
I'll show you
a video
YouTube of it afterwards.
Oh, no.
It's crazy. But anyway, long story short, a lot of them have like lasting serious problems.
No shit.
They have like crazy meniscus things. And like, again, like to your point, that's any sport.
I don't know. Most sports, like I think you can get injured in any sport, right? But most sports, you're not guaranteed to get injured.
Right.
You know, if you do the technique properly and if you're maintaining your body and nothing like weird or off balance happens, you shouldn't get hurt like throwing a baseball or swimming a 100 freestyle.
Right.
Versus, I think slapping your twat against the ground, aggressively like that, you're gonna hurt it. You shouldn't be doing that.
I mean, the knees are what kills me. Okay, so another scandal that happened with them is in 2014, a Cowboys executive was accused of voyeurism in their locker room. I saw
that coming.
Yeah. So 4 unnamed cheerleaders were paid $2.4 million after a senior male executive of filming was accused of filming as they undressed in their locker room. I'm like, finally, someone got paid.
Yeah, finally. Finally, good for them. They were like, thank God.
Crazy.
You can actually retire eventually.
So specifically, one of the former team members alleged that they saw this guy, Richard Dalrymple, that fuckhead.
Did he go
doing a bunch of weird stuff?
Did he go to jail or something like that? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
I don't
not.
know.
Probably not. Just wrote them a check.
Yeah.
Moved on with his life.
Another thing that's
sold those videos for $2.5 million, so we made a profit.
Yeah. That's something crazy.
I know, right?
Okay. More weird rules. So we know that they can't fraternize. They can't be in the same room as NFL players. They can't
Why though?
make out with them. They can't
Why
do anything.
not?
I don't know.
You know, like I don't get it. I mean, I can understand you should be like, hey, during a game, don't mess around with the guys. Like everybody should be focusing on their literal job, like you always do. But then, who cares?
Right.
Like go on a date. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
It's completely different organizations.
Right. I don't understand. But anyway,
All right, fine.
that's
Rules.
the rule. I guess I don't know if this is like cute or weird, but Troy Aikman.
I'll tell you.
Troy Aikman wanted to date a cheerleader he had a crush on.
Who's that?
He was a
NFL player?
NFL player. I think
Okay.
he was a fucking quarterback. Whatever the fuck. I don't know. Whatever. And apparently he went to his boss, Jerry Jones, and was like, I want to date this cheerleader. And he was like, that's fine. And then but then the cheerleaders were like, you can't do that. Long story short, they ended up dating.
Aw.
And I think that I know that the cheerleader had to leave the team in order to keep dating him. And he got to continue playing for the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, that's kind of on the organizations. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not his fault. I think it's cute. Also, get her out of there.
Too. Yeah, fuck it.
Did they get married? Oh, I hope they got married.
I hope so.
Okay.
I don't know. Can't get a tattoo.
Well, I'm out.
You can't chew gum.
I'm out.
You have to be camera ready all the time.
Whoa, I'm out.
All the time.
I am out. I'm like not camera ready right now.
Me neither.
What are you fucking talking about?
If you go to Whole Foods and you look like shit and they catch you looking like shit and someone recognizes you, you're fucked.
Fired. I'm fired.
This one makes no sense to me. They're not allowed to have makeup touch-ups during the game.
Why not?
I have no idea.
What is up with them? They like to give themselves these like weird handicaps.
I feel like it's
Make the job harder.
it's kind of like a strange cult where it's like, this
Yeah.
one makes no sense, but we can't, they're yes ma'am, no ma'am, you know,
like why not like at half or like not halftime I guess because they're obviously up during then, but like in a period where they're not
yeah.
performing or like actively doing their shit. I'm not saying bring a thing out live on the field.
Right.
But who cares?
I don't understand. I do not understand. They have to arrive 5 hours before kickoff to do their fucking makeup.
That maybe is fair.
5
I mean,
hours?
that seems like aggressive, but like I don't know what's going on in there.
Yeah,
They're
that's
clearly
true.
caking it on.
That's true. Also, one thing that I didn't mention is that every time they address that lady, Kelly, they have to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, every single time. It's like it's so military.
It is really military.
It's crazy. They can't wear underwear, so that's a little sexy tidbit.
What?
There's no underwear. under the
All right, I'm
uniform.
in.
Well, also like
All right, let's do it.
I mean, legit, when you get your period, you're just like, fuck.
Why? Like that is. They should get some tampon commercials.
That's true.
You know,
To
the
be-
sponsorship right away should be like Tampax.
That's true. TBH, I bet most of these girls,
Don't get their period.
well, they probably just get like a very late period because
because
they're
tiny.
because they're tiny and they have an eating disorder.
Right.
Mm.
Your body's focused on not making a baby. It's focused on living, keeping your organs running because you are not feeding. Why do they do this? I'm sorry. If you're in the Dallas Cowboys or like formerly, why? Why did you do this?
I don't get it. But you know, some people like
Just
other people
upload-
have different goals, I guess. But that's
Upload your
not,
dances on TikTok.
Yeah, and then get a part of that cult that we covered a few months
Get
ago.
in the dance. I would literally rather do the LA dance cult. They seem like they're having a better time than this crew.
That's true.
I would. What is it called? I don't remember. 7M or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. They're not allowed to pout.
Okay, that's fair.
It's fine. So actually,
This sounds like what my kids will have to go through.
yeah,
No alcohol.
no fucking pouting.
No pouting. No tattoos. You will wear underwear though. You will wear underwear.
So one of the cheerleaders in the documentary, she lost her fucking dad Like, and then the next day she had to go out. She does the sign language for the national anthem.
Oh, that's cool.
And she had to go out there and she was just like smiling through this as like, and her father had just passed. How fucking crazy.
That's sad.
It's really tough.
That is sad.
So there's that. So let's talk about, like, to your point, why the fuck would you ever do this?
I don't get it.
It's crazy. Let's talk about some people that went on to bigger and better things. This is kind of fucking hilarious. So there's
it's OnlyFans, isn't it?
no.
Oh, damn.
You wish. It's
They would clean up.
They would. They don't get to keep their uniform either. Once you're off the team, you
make
give
one
back.
in red. Like, you'll be fine. You know?
Well, how are they going to get the? They're not going to get people to jerk off to them if it's not the original.
No, that's true. That's a fair point.
Obviously,
If it's not the OG official copyrighted uniform. Okay.
I would be so out for so many reasons. Like, literally, even like I wouldn't even be able to wear that as a Halloween costume because I'd be so uncomfortable.
Every single rule I would be out on.
Like if I was, like,
I don't think I passed any of those rules.
no, crazy. Okay, so a woman named Jasmine Good, she was on DCC from 2012 to 2014. She was a contestant on The Bachelor. Jenny Croft, 2002, 2004. She was also a contestant on The Bachelor. Melissa Rycroft, she appeared on CMTV's Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, and she was also on The Bachelor.
Oh my God. Do they win?
No.
This is... You can't get a date, dude?
I don't know. Yeah.
Why? Why do you have to go on The Bachelor?
She went on Dancing with the Stars, and that makes a lot of sense.
That's cool. That, I'm sure she killed it.
Totally.
Oh, damn. Good for her.
There was a woman named Star Spangler.
No. Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God.
She was-
SS.
SS. She was on DCC from 2005 to 2007, and she actually won the Amazing Race. Go Star Spangler.
Go, good for her. Because the entire time, all the other contestants were like, are you fucking kidding me? Her name is Star Spangler. They were really distracted.
Super it's fucking, and she was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
That's hilarious.
There was a Real Housewife, Brandy Redmond.
Okay. That makes sense. to
I
me.
remember her. Kristen Holt was on American Idol, so she's multi-talented.
Oh, she could sing. She's a little singer.
And now she has a YouTube channel with her husband where they vlog about their family and lip sync to popular songs. That feels
Like a downgrade.
A weird downgrade and a super strange religious thing. I can't pinpoint it.
Why are
but
you lip syncing?
Yeah. I don't get that
Whatever. It's the internet.
at all.
Pop off.
One of them actually had like real acting success. This girl, Abigail Klein, she was on the team from 2007 to 2009. She actually was in a film with Adam Sandler called That's My Boy.
Great.
And she was also in Drop Dead Diva, American Housewife. She was in a few music videos. So she fucking kills.
Good for her. Yeah. Like a legit career, it sounds like.
Same for this woman, Sarah Shahi. She was also successful in Hollywood. So she was in Rush Hour, Chicago, Fairly Legal, The L. I don't know what the L is. The L word, maybe?
Sure.
Oh, the L word, yeah. Sorry. But yeah, most of the people that went on to do bigger and better things, it just was code for The Bachelor. So if
They were all like immediately going into reality television. Here's the thing. You can go straight into it.
That's true.
You do not need to join this prestigious cult.
Although, to be honest, like, I mean, when's the last time you watched The Bachelor?
Never. I don't.
Oh,
I don't watch.
It is very, the women are like glazed over and they're like, I love my family and animals. And the men's like, I also love animals.
Oh my
it's
God,
like,
we really have a connection because we both don't hate dogs.
right. It's like one of those things. So I could see the personality of a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader being perfect on that show.
Yeah. No, you're totally right.
Family friendly, Christian weird values
Yeah.
and shit, you know.
Middle of the country friendly.
Mm-hmm. All that stuff. Big hair, looking great.
God. Good for them.
Good for them.
Wow, that was enlightening. I will continue to not be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. I don't know about you, but this really sealed the deal for me. Not going to go out for the team. They've been begging me, and I say, no.
They say, we need even older now. We need a 34-year-old.
30 plus.
We need pregnant women. We need 34-year-olds. We need a woman who's never danced in her life.
Yeah, we'd prefer if you were actually bad at dancing. If you were on the lower half of average. That's what we're looking for.
That's the diversity.
Listen, I'm here.
All right, you guys, that's about it. We are making stickers. We are making
All sorts of shit.
all sorts of shit, t-shirts, stickers, totes, and that will be available on our store, which we'll also link when we have it. And then please like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Risque Business News. Also like us on Instagram. Follow us there. Follow me at May_Planert.
Me at Laura Sogar, and come see us in Abilene, Texas, and Pflugerville.
And Pflugerville.
This
And
weekend.
also Austin on
And
Thursday.
then also Austin. We'll be around
about it.
eating tacos and not drinking. I can drink.
You go, please.
Yeah, but it's
Please.
All right.
All right.
Bye.